So to drain the primary fluid, we're going to look at the derby cover down here, and on the 2001 Harley Davidson Fat Boy, it takes, this is your drain plug under here, if you can see that, and it takes a T40 Torx right up in there. And so I put the T40 Torx into a 1/4-inch socket just to get a little bit more leverage on it. Let's go ahead and crack it loose. Alright, so I'm about to get my primary drain bolt out. And there's the primary fluid. It's a very small drain bolt, by the way, so don't lose it. And where we're going to fill it is in the derby cover, and those take a T27 Torx. So again, I'm going to use my 1/4-inch socket in the ratchet. It's kind of loose, so make sure you don't lose this bit out of the socket. And to make the job easier, I'm going to switch over to the screwdriver style. And once this primary drain gets to a very slow drip, then we're going to go ahead and put the drain bolt back. So now we're down to a slow drip, and we're going to go ahead and replace the drain plug. And that is our T40 Torx. And I don't like to over tighten it because I'm pretty observant when it comes to my bike. I look around it, I'm polishing it enough that I'll notice if there's any fluid drippings, and I'll just cinch it up a little tighter. At this point, it helps if you have a buddy who can kind of lean that bike over, because we're going to go ahead and fill up that primary fluid. And that primary fluid takes exactly 1/4 of this. And get the oil that is intended for primary fluids. Alright, so now we're just going to dump our old fluid into a waste can. And you can take this old oil, old fluid can to any auto parts store like Advance or AutoZone, and they have a big vat in the back where they allow you to just dump all your old fluid out in. It helps tremendously if you have a buddy lean that over, and then we're going to fill it up through here with primary fluid. Now that we've tightened the bolts fairly tight while the buddy had the bike off to the side, and now we want to tighten them a little bit tighter, maybe another 1/4 turn, but we want to do this in a star pattern. So I did this one, I'll do this one, because one risk that you have is the derby cover can crack, and you definitely don't want that. And if you do it in a continuous pattern, you run a greater risk of that. So there's our star pattern. We've snugged up these bolts, and that is how you change the primary fluid in a 2001 Harley Davidson Fat Boy.